Look at him, just laughing. It was announced late last night that the award-winning human rights lawyer and Prime Minister of England, Sir Keith Starver, his DWP assessment impact on the likelihood of pensioners, of the elderly, of the disabled losing out on their winter fuel allowance would mean that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands who are entitled would lose out and would have to spend the entire winter alone in the dark, in the cold, and the likelihood of them dying has been exasperated by this man. This guy here who's laughing. The leader of the Labour Party. The Red Tory. That you are not welcome in Liverpool. Look at him. Listen to this, right? George Eaton from the wherever he's from. What's he from? Anyway, he's from the media. The DWP just published this equality analysis of the winter fuel payment cuts. Yes, on a Friday night. Around 71% of pensioners with a disability and 83% of the over 80s will lose the benefit. The fuck is that? DWP also estimates that 780,000 people entitled to pension credit but not claiming it will lose winter fuel payments. Look, let's see, it's on the BBC. The BBC yesterday, they were going, yeah, most elderly just go on holiday. They take... Who's got the broadest shoulders? The elderly pensioners, the disabled elderly pensioners, or the billions that the energy companies are going to make by putting up the prices? Why is no one talking about that? The analysis also suggested that 9 in 10 pensioners aged between 66 and 79 would lose their allowance, and 8 in 10 over 80s. Look at that there. It's a poster. I did that. Look. Fuck here too. Front page of The Guardian. Labour hates pensioners. Labour hates poor people. Labour hates the NHS. What kind of Labour Party is this? Look, here he is, electioneering. This is what he said. Starmer tells of an 84-year-old pensioner who doesn't get out of bed until midday due to the cold. He was electioneering then. In government, he just doesn't care. David Osner, attendance allowance for showing up in the House of Lords. I see Theresa May's in there now. Have you seen that? She was inaugurated. She was blessed by the Holy Houses of Parliament yesterday. £361 a day they get. Winter fuel payment. John McDonnell, the DWP analysis confirms the hardest hit by cutting winter fuel allowance will yet again be disabled people and the most elderly. In other words, the most vulnerable people in our society. How can this policy be right? And Paul Lewis, he's saying it here. Look, the government knew. Keir Starmer, the award-winning human rights lawyer and Prime Minister of it, he knew. 83%, 2.6 million over 80s and 780,000 poorest pensioners and 1.6 million disabled pensioners would not be protected when it scrapped the winter fuel payment from a freedom of information. Isn't that outrageous? Keir Starmer knew that. He's a fucking... And what's he doing? What is he actually doing? He's gone to America to redo a reset with Joe Biden. They're getting a new fucking president. Get him.